Hello and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first one is a video that someone caught of a fleet of UFOs passing across the moon. And it seems like this was taken from Earth, from a telescope. Let's see. Second one are more petroglyphs from our ancient past. Petroglyphs indicate beings from another world. And this again, these are examples of how these entities have been playing a part in our history for a very long time. And again, I'm of the belief that whoever these people are, they're not necessarily all visiting from other planets. I think the majority of these encounters are from an advanced species that shares the planet with us. Let's see, and then here's a video from Reddit. It just shows what appears to be some lights in the sky in a triangle formation. An article from the Express. Vietnam vet claims UFOs and the U.S. military were in contact during conflict and still are. So just a interesting article here. I mean, this article here talks about all of the passenger planes that were shot down or blown up or, things happen. And I think this was a result of us shooting down their UFOs or shooting at their UFOs. We shot at them, and they decided to teach us a lesson by taking down our passenger planes. But anyways, let's go to the last one. And this last one is just a video. Real flying saucer is filmed by shocked eyewitness. Interesting video here. Okay, so let's go to the first video here. An amateur astronomer brings us a new discovery without revealing his name. He showcases his findings to the world without his identity, as it is shown through these pictures. He has noticed more than 30 UFOs while he was attempting to take a wonderful scenic picture of the moon. According to him, he had been trying to capture a nice picture of the moon when he spotted a massive dot moving across the planet. He had taken his other camera to have a closer look and found out more than 30 of them were visible in front of his own eyes. He had been able to count 38 UFOs in the same fleet. They had been moving at a great speed passing the moon so that they were able to travel in a very short time. Majority of the experts did not believe this at first, thinking that it was fake, but there were many who supported him with proof. Okay, let's take a look at this video here. Let's go full screen. Yeah, look at that. There's just one going across there now. Will there be more? Oh, here are more. Wow, look at that. And remember, folks, the way cameras work, unless he's on some kind of infinity focus, when you focus on the moon, anything close to Earth is going to be completely out of focus. My God, look at all those. Wow. Very interesting video. Very interesting. Okay, let's go to this next one. Petroglyphs indicate beings from other worlds. Petroglyphs indicate beings from other worlds. Original article by Alessandro Brizzi. The petroglyphs of Sago Canyon in Utah appear to show beings we see in science fiction films, but these figures are not a modern invention. These carvings were made thousands of years ago, around 8,000 years ago, and their alien appearance makes many people wonder what their creator saw or thought in those days. The study of signs is important because rock art offers a unique opportunity to look through the eyes of the ancients. By examining ancient rock art, we can better understand how people understood the world, and these images often had a profound cultural and religious significance for the societies that created them. Well, I wish we could see this bigger. Let me.
Well, hello everybody. Today we're in Sago Canyon, which is in central eastern Utah, about 5 miles north of the town of Thompson Springs along I-70. And Sago Canyon has been inhabited by human beings for quite a long time, some 4,000,
Come on, let's just get to the. Here
possibly
we go.
even white man. This is another panel near that.
I wonder how you tell, like, when these were taken, or I mean, when these images were actually drawn. Because, like, how do you tell the difference between
Figures with
an image that was drawn like yesterday, as opposed to an image that was drawn 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 years ago? Interesting. Well, anyways, I will leave a link to this article so you can check out this video. Let's check out this Reddit video. Now, yeah, this isn't one of the greatest videos, but you're definitely going to see something moving around the skies. Okay, let's check this out here. Yeah, these types of videos, I mean, I'm going to definitely say this is something. I mean, it's unidentified. It's hard to, wow. I don't know about that one. Let me play that again. Yeah, very interesting the way these lights are coming together like that. But it's real hard to, say that these aren't drones. It's definitely some strange lights moving in strange formation that isn't quote unquote normal, but hard to say what those are. Okay, let's check out this article here from The Express. Vietnam vet claims UFOs and U.S. military were in contact during conflict and still are. A senior Vietnam vet who claims to have seen several UFOs during his service says there were several confrontations between alien spacecraft and the military during the conflict. George Fleer explains that he was a former Air Force intelligence officer required by U.S. authorities to record sightings and information on UFO activity during the 1960s and 70s. He is the latest in a number of ex-military and NASA veterans to come forward with stories of UFO and alien encounters. Mr. Fleer claims while stationed in Vietnam during the war, he had top-secret clearance and gave daily reports to General George S. Brown, the deputy commander for air operations during the conflict. Initially, his reports consisted of strategic intelligence, but the retired officer claims it often resulted in him logging strange sightings of alien craft and contact between them and U.S. troops and airplanes. He told the Huffington Post the military was interested in UFOs because they had capabilities far above anything that we had, and they wanted to find out what the technology was and, frankly, who they belonged to. Frequently, the Viet Cong or North Vietnamese would be attacking an outpost, and I would explain that to Brown, and we would have ground air support, particularly at night, where we'd go in there and these gunships, and I would give briefings on all of that. Some of the time, there would be unidentified crafts over the demilitarized zones. Mr. Fleer insists his experience and reports from other military personnel went beyond just distant UFO sightings, and they were unidentified craft engaging with U.S. jets. You see, from my understanding, these UFOs were generally around all of our military conflicts, all the different wars we've had throughout history. There's a lot of reports of soldiers and generals discussing or writing reports about seeing, objects in the sky, observing them during battle. So, these beings aren't coming from other planets just to watch us fight. They're keeping an eye on us because they are our neighbors. Anyways, let's go to this other one. A lesser-known UFO wave, amazing activity in 1957. When it comes to the matter of UFO waves, just about everyone has heard of what went down in 1947, in 1952, with the Washington, D.C. flap. The multiple encounters across the United States in 1973 and the invasion of the flying triangle type UFOs that took place across the skies of Belgium from 1989 to 1990. But what about the UK's invasion of 1957, which saw countless UFO encounters and reports from Royal Air Force pilots and Air Ministry personnel? It's a reality that 1957 was a significant year for UFOs in the UK, but due to the fact that most of the data was collected by the UK military and stayed hidden for decades, the majority of those stories didn't surface publicly. With that said, let's now take a look at the story which was truly amazing and that spanned most of the year. On March 26, 1957, there was an amazing encounter. The UK Air Ministry documentation, now in the public domain, states in part, a report was received from Royal Air Force Church Lawford on 26 March 1957 of a sighting of an unusual nature. The object moved at a speed timed at exceeding 1,400 miles per hour. This in itself was unusual as the object had accelerated to this speed from a stationary position. No explanation has yet been found for this sighting, but a supplementary report, including a copy of the radar plot, was requested and has been received from Church Lawford this afternoon. On the morning of April 4th, 1957, according to now declassified British Royal Air Force documents housed at the National Archive, Kew, England, radar operators at Bowscalach, Scotland, reported to RAF West Fro, Wingstownshire, that they had detected a number of unidentified objects on the screens of their radar, and it quickly became apparent this was no Cold War penetration of British airspace by Soviet spy planes or bombers. As the mystified radar operators watched their screens, they were amazed to see a large stationary object hovering at 50,000 feet that then proceeded to ascend vertically to no less than 70,000 feet. According to the files, a second radar was switched on and detected the object at the same range and height. Most significant of all at this stage was the assessment by the radar experts of the incredible proportions of the UFO. It was noted by the radar operators that the size of the echoes were considerably larger than would be expected from normal aircraft. In fact, they considered that the size was nearer that of a ship's echo. Now, moving on. At around 10:20 a.m. on the morning of April 29, 1957, two British Royal Air Force Hunter aircraft took to the skies from an RAF base called Oldham, which is located in the English country of Hampshire. The plan was for the aircraft to take part in a mid-air military training exercise. Things didn't quite turn out as planned, however. When the plane reached a height of roughly 45,000 feet, one of the pilots found himself confronted by what can only be described as an undeniable unidentified flying object. The official Air Ministry report of the affair states, when over Hailing Island, Mission 28, Number 2 saw a large white object at 10 o'clock, slightly above. The object was circular with white, slightly curving tail hanging below. The time was approximately 11:10. Formation leader was informed and both pairs turned east onto a northerly heading to look for the object. At first, the object was thought to be a parachute, but later it was realized that the object must have been larger and at a greater distance because of the slow passing speed. Well, this article goes on to, list a few others, but yeah, this whole time that our governments have been telling us they weren't researching these crafts, they've been lying to us. And I think they've been lying to us because they, for whatever reason, I don't understand why, but they just don't want us to know that we're not the only species on this planet. And we're probably not even in control of this planet, to tell you the truth. I think our government has done a great job of making us believe that they're in control and, they know everything that's going on, but I'm starting to think differently. So anyways, let's go to this last video here. Real flying saucer is filmed by shocked eyewitness. This flying saucer is pretty wild. It is not a Photoshop piece of trash because it's clear to me that this was filmed in real time. I'll tell you now that I would be shocked if it turns out to be faked or if one part of the video is dubious. It looks real. It gives me a good feeling. It has a natural look to it and I get a good feeling about it. But yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah, okay, so let's just take a look at this video here. Okay, so now let's take a look at this video here. Wow. If I watch this again, I'll have to go to Instagram, and that's just going to take forever to load up. But yeah, to me, that looked real. That looked real. The low quality of it, you know, I don't think whoever took this is a professional videographer. Probably just someone who happened to have a cell phone camera or whatever cheap camera that he have, saw something, took an image of it, took a video of it, and that's why it's low quality. But yeah, it definitely feels real to me. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I can always use more subscribers. I'll have more videos like this. Take care.